Why some luxury brands have steadfastly refused e-commerce while some others have taken the digital revolution in stride. The real conundrum for luxury brands is how to demonstrate their value add and innovation in a fast-moving world where the competitors and benchmarks are coming from many other fields. There are still fashion brands that don't sell their ready-to-wear or in some cases accessories anywhere online. You can buy clothes and other accessories online from labels like Chanel, Hermes, Celine and Dior, and it's not just because they are being snobby. They have their own reason not to sell online and go digital. There are still many brands that require you physically go to a store to purchase most if not all of their clothes and handbags, just like you did 30 years ago. Considering the level of sophistication and image of our ready-to-wear, we feel that shopping experience has to remain immaculate and in-store, says Stefano Cantino, Head of Marketing and Commercial Development at Prada. But why? When there's data proving that shoppers are increasingly choosing to spend their money online over brick-and-mortar stores, why not using that potential opportunity? Why not selling online? Why not increasing the sales using e-commerce? One of the biggest reasons why luxury brands are reluctant to sell their products online is the lack of exclusivity. They believe luxury treatment feeling will be lost if customers just purchase their products online instead of going to school, and the personal connection with the customers would be lacking if the products were to be sold online. Each of these luxury brands have their own reasons not to sell online, especially their ready-to-wear clothes, and some of them also their accessories. In the following slides, I'll review some of the quotes from famous people in fashion industry and luxury brands and their reason why certain brands has not still gone online. Chanel has given canned answer to this question a couple of times. Fashion is about clothing, and clothing you need to see, to feel, to understand. Bruno Pavlovsky, Chanel's president of global fashion, told Bloomberg, adding that the company's digital initiatives are designed more to bring the customers to the boutique. Celine CEO Marco Gobbetti announced that the company prefers to engage with customers directly, in the way they like to be engaged, that is in the store. While exclusivity is a hallmark of each of these brands, there are likely other more financially strategic reasons for their focus on brick-and-mortar retail. In the case of Dior, you have to look at their business model, says Catalina Sharkey. It's a diffusion business model, so the percentage of revenue that ready-to-wear actually represents is very, very small. Ready-to-wear is essentially a tool to market and labels other goods like handbags, sunglasses, and etc., which you can buy online from these brands. Hermes is one of the fastest growing luxury companies in the world. A measure of brand's value among customers places it third among luxury brands. Axel Dumas, Hermes chief executive, has once said that Hermes doesn't make it easy for you to buy its stuff. That's why it sells so well. Of course, that's not to say these brands aren't selling any clothes online. Strategically, they are better off selling those clothes in an exclusive retail environment that draws their best shoppers into the store. Were the labels to put these clothes for sales online, brands could be cannibalizing in-store traffic, says Catalina Sharkey. There is the argument that brands, in a desire to keep their goods exclusive, could be missing revenue opportunities online. Yes, maybe they could increase sales by doing e-commerce, but a brand's goals aren't always to increase sales. It may be to preserve the quality of the brand so that it stays in business for another 100 years. Even department stores like Saks and Barney's can offer more exclusivity than an online environment, because sales associates there can control who gets their hands on the best product. That's why so many luxury brands selling their products through these department stores. The best merchandise often goes to pre-existing clients, people who have long-standing relationships with those department stores. Brands are counting on those sales associates to vet who should have the product and who shouldn't. Those personal relationships are very important for the brands. Those personal relationships shared between the wealthy and their sales associates also means that certain shoppers may not even have to go to actual stores to get what they want. There is a high-end New York department store whose sales associates texting their customers who live in different cities when new items arrive. There is a compelling argument for certain luxury fashion brands to keep their clothes offline. Why then do Louis Vuitton, Givenchy, Burberry, and Saint Laurent sell their ready-to-wear online through sites like Net-a-Porter, the world's premier online luxury fashion destination? That's because it makes sense for their respective business models. Of course, Givenchy isn't selling its couture dresses online, but it does sell lots of t-shirts and sweatshirts. And Saint Laurent tapped Hedi Slimane especially to ramp up the label's ready-to-wear business, and it has worked perfectly. A brand's decision to sell product online may also have to do with who owns it. If you are a public company, you have to err on the side of making yourself more available, says Katarina Charty, citing Burberry as an example. They have their diffusion lines with different prices that are critical to their strategy. Chanel, Hermes, and Celine have all done exceptionally well over the past few years, better than many other luxury brands despite their reluctance to sell online. Celine's success is particularly impressive given that it does not offer products in many categories. There is no real reason until that market changes for those brands to put their ready-to-wear items online. So if you want to get your hands on some Celine Fairy sandals or a Chanel boucle jacket in the foreseeable future, you are going to have to go to one of their stores to get those products. Because there is no specific timing when do these brands start selling their ready-to-wear online.